actor and the audience, you're working out what the problem's are. You know, whereas a director does that. You know, you walk in, take the camera in there, and something like that. So that's the biggest difference for me. The similarity is that when you get good actors, they're storytellers. There's a natural instinct in them to tell the story properly, and they can tell when it's not clear, when that's not going to come across, if that doesn't make sense, things like that. And that's the same, whatever you do.
Yeah, I can only say for an actor, the major difference is the amount that you get to spend months and months and months in a room and developing, not months and months, but several weeks in theatre to explore together and assimilate information and go over and over the material. And you just can't do that. And then you get to present it both every month. You go from A to B or from A to Z. You tell a whole story every month. You're not just working a little bit here and there. You present the story like you say, and that's what we love. And you cannot replicate anywhere else. And satisfaction. You can tell if it's working, you can tell if it's not working.
Well, what I wonder as well is if you get super through it, obviously not Frankenstein, but other plays that you've done in
we're not as into it as others, of course. You get very tired, you do a lot of shows, you know, and it's exhausting those days, and it's not. But you hopefully adopt it through rehearsal, where only the you know, and then the difference out there is not.
Alright, and let's go on for a circle. If you stand up as a good question, then where you pick it down. Just to go back to your comment about sharing those performances, which is such an extraordinary thing. Danny, I'm just wondering, at what point did you decide that you wanted both of these actors to play both of the roles, if it was indeed your decision? And the two of you, did you have any qualms about that? And also, how did the actual directing process take place? Did you direct them both together in both roles, or was one always playing the other? Did you direct the same part and the same performance essentially at the same time? So how did Danny choose these two actors, and how did you direct them separately and together?
I always wanted to do it with two actors. I always thought it was an amazing way to explore the story. You know, through what better way to put the focus on the factors than it's just said that they are one in a way, that they're the same person really. So the one was always coming up on it. I thought, how could we find a couple of actors who'll do that? And I knew I worked with Johnny once before, but I never worked with Benedict. And I thought that every decision I came across like that was a good one. I thought that's interesting. I know him and I don't know him. But that'll be interesting as well. And that's what we're trying to do throughout. And that's why we try to explore it like that, really. You know, sometimes they rehearse something. Occasionally they say to me, I'm not doing enough of the other part, or I haven't touched that for a while. But we get through it together.
So we did.
At the beginning, we did literally almost read through the script, one version, and then we swap over to the next. We did it the other way around. It was a huge reason for me to do the job, to play both parts. I mean, it's a very rarely done thing in art theatre production, famously done. I could have abbreviated over there, but it's a huge, yeah. It's a huge drive, and it's a very satisfying thing. You own the whole play doing both parts, and that kind of involvement is a very enriching experience as an actor. What we were saying about the evolution of both roles and through the performance period is affected by the fact that you every night are changing. So you leave that performance, and whereas normally you can kill the ghosts of it or improve on things or try and chase things, all of which is bad. You should just treat each one as the same. That's what happens in the long run. You try to build on the last one. You can't do that. You've got a memory of the day before. You've got to reorder your geography and compass to a new load of cast suddenly and a new trajectory through your reading. But in the rehearsal room, it was